Alright, I think I've got a chance to do some live commentary tonight while we go through some Cavalier difficulty. I know a lot of guys have been talking about excuse me, about the different like the new nodes in Cavalier, like Event Quest, this one. Also, guys, let me know in the chat if the sound is working, if the commentary is okay. I don't usually do commentary, but we'll go ahead and we'll see what we can, when we have chances, we can do it. Let's take a look at this upcoming chapter. This is the tech one. Let's see. That should be fine. Tech one, and we'll just have like a apocalypse for the boss. Or maybe we can also let's bring in someone else also. I know a lot of guys are saying Archangel is also really good for the boss here. So let's go ahead and we'll throw, even though I think he's only rank 4 here. But let's go ahead and throw, I don't really use Guardian too much. But let's go ahead, let's try this out. Let's test it out in here. See what's on this path here. Nothing too crazy, but what else and we've got Havoc. Okay, so we can just use a Guillotine for that one. Alright, so let's test this one out. Okay, so Mr. Sinister, we can just go with, let's have some fun with Dogok here. It does actually work quite nicely for this, like the new node. Once you get the power lock on, then you can take advantage of the node, pick up the Furies, put the shock on him. There we go again. Pick up another Fury. That's a nice clean fight to start it off. Let's go ahead, we'll use a Guillotine and then try and get a charge for that Havoc fight. Few Furies using the special one to start. Then still want to get to that special 3. Wait out that unblockable for a second. Her special 1 is one I don't mind if it goes unblockable. The special 2, that's another story. That's terrible. to that 5%. Should be good here. Okay, so if it could be louder, that could either be me, or I'm not sure if I turn down the game volume, am I louder, or do I just need to talk louder? I know sometimes when I've listened to some of the live streams back, they don't seem too, I don't seem too quiet. But I don't know if it's just the game volume is too loud, or I can take a look for the settings here, because I don't have too many settings in terms of what I can do in terms of adjusting this. Like, again, the sound volume on the game is pretty low, and I don't even think I'm putting the in-game music in so that I keep the voice up. Yes, I will use I specifically knew that I had the Havoc fight next, so I just wanted to finish with an SP3. Otherwise, then I would just use the power drain all the time. You're absolutely right. Also, Warlock Special 1 and even Doc Ock worked out really great. If the game audio is too loud, so if I turn the volume down here, you'll let me know if the game, like, because I can turn the game. It's, again, I don't have too much control here. I'm really just doing it all through my phone. But you can let me know if I turn this down. Like, I can turn it down now, and let me know if I'm a bit louder. So here we'll go Guillotine 2099 here. Now if that's making the I don't know if you can still hear the game stuff on that end. I kind of have to turn it up a little bit for me to hear it. Now, I don't mind playing without the game sound. I just want to make sure you guys still have some. Guillotine definitely melts through these ones. Quickly get up to those 10 Furies. Okay, you know what? I can go ahead. It's probably, so it's only those sounds. So then let's see if I can put in if I put the music on a little bit. Again, I think it's normally when I'm doing any of the videos where I'm recording fights, I don't want to have it too loud. And then I have to manually adjust my my volume when I record stuff. You let me know if this is a little bit better, if there's some, if it's not just the special effects, but it is yeah, so we should have some background noise now. We'll do one Warlock fight here. Yeah, special one, similar to like 2099, also picks up the Furies pretty fast. he melts through it. Like I've done chapter 1 100%, so 2 and 3 we can take a look through and see, try and test those ones out. Yeah, it's a mix of the two. I can adjust it. I'm trying to figure out a nice balance between like the commentary, like my commentary, and the game commentary, like just the game sounds. Most of the time I don't have a chance to do the live commentary. So, and when I do, I don't have like a great setup where I can test out exactly what, what's going on. So I appreciate the comments there. So you can see here when I drop those special 2s, you also get some solid, pick up the Furies here. So Doc Ock is also a nice counter to the tech path now. And I personally don't mind that they mix it up every so often. Okay, perfect, that's great. So I personally don't mind them mixing up the different nodes every month. It just it gives me an opportunity to try out different champions. I don't like to just necessarily run the exact same ones every single time. Obviously certain ones are gonna, I'm gonna have more fun with certain ones, but yeah, thanks again. But sometimes it gets too boring if it's the same exact champions every single time for every Cavalier event quest. And at the same time, also, sometimes I don't necessarily even go with a, I think there's a path here that has an Ebony Maw, and I'm definitely not going to use a tech champion. I'll probably just bring in Torch to go through something like that, So it's I don't always necessarily want to run through, I don't always think, okay, I have to bring tech champions in just because it's the tech path. Yeah, that's what everyone's been saying, that they've been a bit more annoying. I haven't, I think that's also because a lot of people don't like to read the nodes. I find a lot of people will go in, they'll bring their usual champions, they don't really take a look at the fact that the nodes have changed, and then all of a sudden, a bunch of people are complaining that the nodes suck. And I don't think it's always necessarily that bad. I do even some of the. I know there's a lot of reading to do in these ones, so but sometimes you got to read the nodes and go through. And like I was saying before, I don't always want to use the. I won't necessarily always take advantage of the node that's there. I'll go with just it's a metal champion. Sometimes I'll just bring in Magneto. If it's that Ebony Maw that I'm gonna take down, I'm gonna use I'm going to bring in Torch, regardless of what necessarily what the node is. So I don't necessarily want to, I just kind of play it, for plan out that specific path. And of course try and have someone for the boss as well. But so far it's been okay. I know that the science one is bugging a lot of people. You can let me know if that's... yeah, I agree. Way too much reading. But I know the science one. I know that there are a bunch of champions, there are a bunch of different champs that could work. But as soon as I see Power Stings, I just brought Doc Ock and Mr. Fantastic with any science and tech champion. And then you're because I think it's a science path, so it just gave every science champion Power Stings, and it made it so much easier to go through that path. And even if I didn't have a high level Doc Ock or Mr. Fantastic, I would just run 3 science champions or 2 science and someone for the boss, and then just use those 2 as a synergy just to give the Power Stings. And we can test that one out next or something. I'm not in any rush to do all these in any specific order. I heard Archangel is really good for this one. So again, Power Shield, Flux Dispersal, Life Cycle. So I gotta throw my specials here when I get them, and at the same time keep up heavy attacks. So let's see if we can get this one down. Yeah, the synergy is really good. I can show we can do that one. It literally just turns every science champion, like science or tech champion, just gives them power stings. And since I'm used to that synergy all the time, as soon as I saw it, it was just you know, my eyes lit up. I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing here. So we can try that one out next. I'll show you exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah, see, again, you can use the champs that you're comfortable with. If some guy, I was never an Omega Red guy, especially because I don't run Suicide Masteries. So for me, that was never. I've never been an Omega Red guy. It just was never my thing. But that's okay. Omega Red's an amazing champion, and so many guys use him, and that's great. So there he goes. Archangel does work extremely well for this. Yeah, I know. A lot of people, when I did my solo video, I used Apocalypse, and everyone's like, gotta use Archangel, so there we go. We'll use Archangel, and he melts him quite easily. So I know we were talking about that science one, so we can take a look at the science path. I actually did it a couple times. The Guillotine 20, I think that's the Guillotine boss. And yeah, you can see I've done it a few times, because trying to get the solo was a pain. Not the option for the solo was either like Magneto or just going with anybody. So I can bring Magneto just in case, but we can go. We're gonna go ahead. We'll bring Mr. Fantastic and Doc Ock for the synergy. That's what we want here. Okay, he's already there, and then we're just gonna pick up. It turns any science champion, so we can take I-Bomb and Torch. Both of them are going to have debuffs. Both of them, I can turn them into power stings. So let's take a look at the pass. I haven't really looked at what I have left. I might have to switch it up. But what do we have here? So we have an Immortal Abomination. What are the nodes on this one? So again, Power Snack, which is fine. Let's see, so again, Petrify, Enervate, Suppression Effect, Science Gain, Indefinite Fury. And then Science Attacker. Okay, so again, Power Sting, Slow, Weakness. They get the Petrify when I knock them down. So that should be okay, and then where does this go? Doc Ock, Claire, Abomination. Okay, so we can try this one out. But the Mr. Fantastic and Doc Ock synergy, we can take a look at it there. I think it's on is it with Mr. Fantastic, the synergy? Alright, I don't know if I can take a look at it now. But it's going to put power stings on all of them. So even if we go back for a second, just to show you guys the synergy that I use this synergy all the time. So again, it's this one here. A lot of guys use it with She-Hulk, but again, anytime you like Tech and Science Champion debuffs also apply an indefinite power sting. So that I use that one all the time in questing. I use it for Doc, so it's Tech or Science Champions. So I've used it for both. Here we'll just go I-Bomb against I-Bomb, I guess. So there you go. We immediately put 3 power stings on it. Oh, that's annoying. I should have read that one a little more carefully. What was that one again? Each time defender would gain power for suffering from Petrify. Indefinite Fury. Okay, every 15 seconds they get a power gain passive. And Power Snack. Well, that's super fun. So we can try that one more time. I don't care, we can go ahead and do it again. Just be a little more careful there on the Power Snack. Yeah, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Let's try to figure this one out again just to make sure. Yeah, so the power gain, and so that should go down. So we can try this one again. It's all good. Kind of wanted to throw that special. Oh, so that's what it is. It's because I'm getting poisons against I-Bomb. That's what it is. I'm stupid there. It's just because I have put so many poisons on myself, I'm getting the... That's what it is. That's okay. He's not a good counter to himself. It's true. I would love to, my junior account, I will just bring in Cap Infinity War and run him the entire time. Yeah, this is not... I gotta do something different here. It's okay. That's fine. Let's go pick something different here. 1 second. Let's just pick a different poison immune champ. It's just any poison immune champ besides besides I-Bomb there. I don't think I'd ever fought him with himself there. And that's fine. We can all learn something. I don't know the answer to everything, that's for sure. So let's see. Let's go with we'll throw Red Hulk in there instead. And that's fine. So let's do that. Yeah, I think the passive power sting should still work. Right? When I put the power stings on, then knock them down, right? It should just be... Yeah, you just have to knock them down with a power sting. So that should work, no problem. So let's go here. We'll go ahead. We'll put on the power stings. And then you knock them down, there's your Petrify. So it absolutely works. This works a lot better, but there you go. Much better. There, it was just a Mortal Abomination just doesn't work for himself. But there, now we can go through the rest of this one. It shouldn't be a problem. So now I can just use anybody at this point, even like Mr. Fantastic himself. I can go ahead and throw on one of his pre-fights, and then I can just reapply them all the time. So in theory, I could just sit here and just keep knocking him down. I keep reapplying the power stings. I'm adding a petrify every single time, and I'm keeping his power gain pretty low for the whole time. Let's go throw a special, please. There we go. And he's done. Yeah, it's the same synergy with I always bring Doc Ock instead of She-Hulk, just because he's a higher ranked champion. But yeah, She-Hulk would also do the exact same thing. So it's absolutely, it's a fantastic synergy. I love using it anywhere I can. So yeah, here Torch also will just melt him away, especially with the synergy. My junior account, which again is only junior because it's like 2 years older than my 2 years younger, I guess, than my main account. But I have a Sig 200 Cap Infinity War on that one, and I will use that one all the time. Map 5. I actually have a video on my channel that I did not so long ago on just general map 5, like a general map 5 guide, mainly, depending on how organized your alliance is, just general tips on, like, when you go into map 5, don't double up paths until, they're all taken. Just general, what's the good word for it? But, best practices in terms of what to look for. I personally, any time I'm doing map 5 or map 6, I'm always, I don't do map 7, but if I do map 5 or map 6, it's just about map 5 at this point. I don't really need organized paths. You just make sure that I usually bring someone who's poison or bleed immune, just to make sure that I've got everything covered. So if I end up on a path that, there are 2 paths in section 2, I believe. One on the far left has a bleed and heal block. The far right has poison and heal block. So I make sure to have a poison bleed immune champ in case I get stuck on those paths. If your alliance is organized for map 5 and they set paths, that's great. Oh, that's great. I'm glad. It's mainly just it's if you're organized, it's obviously going to be easier. If you're not organized, you kind of have to bring counters just in case you get stuck on one. I know I just started doing map 6 again, and I'm back into where I need where the leaders give set paths, because in map 6 the final section has 10 paths, so everyone needs to know what they're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, it can be very frustrating, and if people get stuck. guy for a second. Yeah, Clairvoyant should be perfect, you know, because should be great for map 5. So even if you do get stuck on those paths and you can at least be bleed or poison immune for those fights. And then you can probably heal up on one of the once you're off those paths if you get stuck on them. So you should be okay. I personally like to bring mini boss and boss counters if I can, so that I can help out. That's another thing. So take a look at what the mini bosses are for that week if you have a counter, and just to coordinate within your alliance who's gonna, you know, sometimes it's worth it to have someone who you know is going to be taking the mini bosses. You don't want to get to a point where everyone just brings in the champs they want, but nobody's thought about who's going to take the mini boss or the final boss, especially with Apocalypse being the final boss. I like to bring in Guillotine 2099 and finish him with a charge. There are guys who can take APOC with Ghost, with Tigra. So there are lots of other options. But we've got like 7 charges here on Mr. Fantastic. So yeah, you should be fine with those champions. Also, Alliance Quest is a lot easier these days, just in terms of there's without the link nodes, it's amazing. There was so much time in the past that I spent waiting for people to clear their nodes, only to, you know, and then go in and do it. But nowadays, when there's nothing, it's so good. Go in, use your energy. Come back a few hours later, use your energy again. You don't have to worry about waiting for someone. Like, there's so much time where you're sitting there at 5 energy waiting for someone who might be in another time zone. Not their fault, but you might just get stuck where you have to, you know, you're waiting. And you don't want to necessarily stay up. This is fun with Mr. Fantastic. We're just going to throw on the pre-fights. And we're going to give them to Red Hulk to take down this abomination. Yeah, I'm sure lots of champions can run through. Like, you can bring anybody into map 5 to run through the majority of it. It's just when people, you know, some guys don't want to do bleed or poison pass. They don't want to do like, there's some masochism nodes. In terms of live streaming, it varies. I literally just do it straight off of my phone, and most of the time I've got too many people around that I can't do live commentary. I try to do it like, you know, I might do it. I usually do it around this time in the evening, when I'm the only one who's still up. But I usually, like, most of my live streams, I'll have it without the live commentary. I'll be in the chat, and I'll answer questions in the chat. I'm just not usually doing the live commentary. But when I do it, it's usually around this time in the evenings. It could be any day of the week. I might throw on a live stream. It depends on the content that month. You know, when Rifts reset and I have to run through it, I might throw on a live stream just to, you know, maybe if there are a couple guys to keep me company when I'm running through all the rifts. And today I just had an opportunity to get on live commentary and run through some Cavalier difficulty. So here, this Guillotine boss. So empowered immunity, so you don't want to put any bleeds or poisons. Incinerates are fine. Foresight, so intercepting. So unless you're using for you it's 8:20 in the morning. For me it is it's 10:50 in the evening. So this would be it's like the complete opposite. So here we've got foresight. So dashing in like an intercept gets you the extra fury, which would only work with someone like Magneto counters that. So he's great for that, but you don't want to put any bleeds on her. Right back at it when the defender's knocked down, so they get debuff immune for 4 seconds. So the idea here would be to, and I did this in my solo video, would be to either use Magneto and it's going to be a long fight, or I can go ahead and I can do what I did like in the video where and again I could use anybody, but you, as soon as you knock her down, which you want to knock her down in order to trigger her Digicloak, but if you knock her down, then she's going to be immune for a second. So I'm not going to be hoping for, I'm not going to go for a solo here unless it works. But let's just try Doc Ock just to see what happens. And I'm not too concerned here. But let's see how it goes. So there we got the intercept, but we triggered the Digicloak. So at least now I can go in and I can just get my attacks in while she has the Digicloak on cooldown. Ideally, I want to push her to a special 2. So again, activate the Digicloak, no problem. We'll go ahead. Now we can get the intercept off. Once it's down, I can attack in freely. Here, get her to throw that special 2. And again, trigger the Digicloak again, back off. Now I can go back in and attack freely. Now she's going to go debuff immune for a second, but that's okay. We're going to back off. Now we can go back in and parry. Again, trigger the Digicloak. But now I can go in, it's back on cooldown. Now I'm likely to trigger it again. Now I can get off an intercept, get the fury. Digicloak's active again. Got clipped, that's okay. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time. That'll be all good. Glad to have anyone in. Again, want to push her to a special 2 if I can. Probably going to trigger the Digicloak again on one of these first 2. There we go. Back off. It's the same rotation. Let's go ahead and throw a special 2. Put some, but again, she's going to go debuff immune now. So back off. It's active again. Wait for the timer to run out. Go ahead and get some hits in. Again, push to special 2. Alright, that was pretty good. All things considered, that's pretty much what you want to do. There's no, it's just playing around Guillotine 2099. There's no, I don't think I did anything too special there. And that wasn't even like an ideal counter, no class advantage. Now I am taking advantage of the power stings there. But for the most part, even when I was trying to go for the solo video, this is what would happen. I would get something close to a solo, and then then I'd screw up, and then I'd try it again. So again, same thing, parry, hit in, trigger the Digicloak. I can get the intercept in while the Digicloak is on cooldown. Trigger it again. And again, push to special 2, which is ideal. Then you keep your power, which you can actually throw a special. Let's get some space here. Even if she's going to go debuff immune, get rid of all the debuffs, that's fine. There, trigger the Digicloak. Now let's have her throw that special 2, and she'll probably die from the almost died from the power stings. There she goes. So there's nothing too crazy, I find, about this Guillotine 2099. It's just being prepared to play around her regular abilities. I'm not sure if for the guys who are here, if you want to see anything, I have chapter 2 and 3, it's still not 100%. So if there's something you do want to see, if you want to see, we already did one path in the Blade path. We could take a look at the Overseer. I don't know what you guys would like to see. Like if there's anything specific, we can test out Purgatory. Now, granted, I'd probably still stick with Blade if I did Purgatory. I've tried her a couple times, and I think my Blade choice was a good one in my solo video, because when I tried it on my junior account, I don't have Blade, and it didn't go as smoothly, just because I didn't realize that she's got that unstoppable, and that's no fun. So let's go ahead. Maybe we can do one of those. Oh, Blade Boss. If you want to see the Blade Boss again, we can do it again. We can go ahead, jump into the Blade one. And let me just remember what the is that a tech path? We can go ahead and jump in there when we do another path in here. So let's say here, this one here, again, it's definitely, yeah, it's the tech path. Let's take a look here. That should be fine. I just want to bring, I was saying this before, I'll just bring Torch for that Ebony Maw. And then it's either Archangel or Apocalypse are probably are good champs for the Blade Boss. And even my Archangel's only a rank 4. And then we want some tech champs in here. So we can go, I like going Warlock, and let's just throw Doc Ock. I like working with those guys. So that's fine. Let's go with this team here, and we can go do another Blade Boss here. Hope everyone had a good weekend. It was nice here. I don't really need, I'm just gonna use the pre-fight here. I hate fighting Ebony Maws. So let's just see if there's anything. I don't think it's like, this is what I was saying. I'm not gonna necessarily use, as soon as I see Ebony Mod, regardless of if it's Mutant or Mystic or Tech Path, whatever the advantage is, I'm gonna go with Torch. unblockables anyway. Now we can just go with the tech champions for these ones. Okay, just in case we get hit, we'll go Warlock here. For a second. Alright, I might have lost the audio there for a second, but I think we're okay. So now we can go back to Psylocke. Let's go with Doc Doc. Psylocke shouldn't be too bad. So there we go. Squirrel Girl. Again, let's just go Warlock in case we get clipped by some bleeds. again, if there's any other fights in the Cavi queue that you want to see, again, Chapter 1's done, but anything from Chapter 2 and 3, we can go and take a look at. If I haven't done it already. Again, this is fun where it's one of those rare live streams where I can actually do some live commentary. See, here would be fun. I could go ahead and just take APOC here against this Namor, just to, even though he's not the, it's not the ideal counter. I can get the, I can get the 4 charges, which is super fun. Because then I can, I'll just hit that much harder if I want to use him against Blade. I don't know if any of you guys saw, I did put out the some gauntlet runs. I did it on both accounts. I thought it was going to, the fights were taking a while on the main one, so I didn't have recordings of all those. I tried to get recordings of almost every fight for the for my junior account run. I thought that went pretty well. And Apocalypse was a stud in combat. Especially since I'm not a Quake player, and I also don't have a SIG 200 Namor. So finding a way around that Terrax was definitely a task in of itself. But after the fact, someone reminded me that I had taken a power from afar Terrax in an Alliance War with Doc Ock, and then I went ahead and had an amazing run with Doc Ock, testing him against Terrax, and he soloed him. So, there are going to be counters out there. It's just going to wait until guys find them. So again, here we can just go with Doc Ock. We'll go with back one of the tech champions, and then we'll have 2 options for Blade here: Apocalypse and Archangel. Or maybe we can, let's see, we'll take another look at the nodes again. Maybe we can just use somebody else just to see if we can get them down. Like, maybe even Doc Ock here. Watch out for that unblockable. Just back off, wait for that to go. Want to hit into Red Skull's block there. It was a little slow. That's okay. But we'll get through that Blade boss, no problem. We already took it down once this stream, but we'll do another one. Not everything is gonna be perfect. And again, if you got, like, I see there are a couple more guys here. If there's anything that you want to see, it's one of those rare opportunities where I have a chance to do some live commentary. If you have some questions, don't be afraid to put it in the chat. Even when I'm not doing live commentary, I'll try and respond to as much as I can in the chat. Don't hit into the block. But that's okay. Alright, we're almost done here.